Brad Johnson here from johnson.audio, and today I'm going to talk to you about the number one skill that you must learn as a DIY musician and producer. And I'm just going to come out and say it, that skill is delegation. If you already know how to delegate, then you can turn this video off, go watch something else, or just go make some more music. But really, just hear me out. Delegation is one of those skills that is very, very easy. You just got to find somebody who's good at something and then allow them into your project. Whether you can do trade of service, maybe you just actually pay them. You might be able to have a favor. But either way, it's the easiest thing to do, but it's the hardest thing to do. Because as DIY musicians, DIY songwriters, DIY producers, in this day and age where we can do so much stuff on our own, it's easy to want to maintain control throughout the entire process. We have this artistic vision that we don't want to compromise. And guess what? That is actually your pride, and it's going to kill your project. You are going to come up with something inferior because you want to do it all yourself. Again, this is something that I have spoken about in previous videos, but the reason why I'm giving you this video today is not just to sit there and tell you you must delegate, like, get rid of your pride and all this stuff. It's actually really a video for myself because I am in the mixing process of this song that I'm producing for this artist. And if you've been watching any of my videos, you've heard me talk about it. And you know what? I just didn't have the budget to be able to delegate out the mixing. And I love mixing, but working from a project, from songwriting, pre-production, recording, arranging, all this kind of stuff. Now that I'm in the mixing process, I'm having a really, really difficult time mixing it because I don't have that inspirational spark that you have when you just get a project to mix. You start pushing up the faders, you start listening to the sounds, and you get that inspiration. You go, oh my gosh, I hear this for it and I hear that for it, and you just get to work, and all of a sudden you have a mix done. It's not happening for me because I've already heard the song a million times over, and so I'm not going to ever get that back. I'm never going to be able to see the song from a 10,000 foot view and kind of just go, okay, this and this and this, but I have to mix it. And so it's really, really struggle. It's a big struggle for me. I've probably restarted the mix like 4 times, and really it's that delegation. It's learning how to not, just want to have that control. Right now, I'm going to mix it because I don't have the budget to be able to outsource the mix to somebody else. And I have outsourced other parts of the project, and if I didn't do that, the project would have suffered greatly. I hope that I don't ruin it because I'm going to mix it, but I don't think I will. I think it'll turn out really great. It's just kind of getting over your own egos, getting over your own really, really high standards that you want to, hit this bar. You have to know that you're going to be your own worst critic. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be a really good DIY musician, DIY producer, you're going to have to learn to delegate. You're going to have to learn to delegate out those drums, learn how to delegate those bass. If you have to delegate out guitars and do everything you can to delegate, because as a producer, your job is to steer the ship. It's not to be the person that's always in the trenches doing all the little tweaks and stuff. Yes, in the very beginning, you're going to be doing a lot of that because, to be able to delegate out all that work is going to be a really expensive task. But your goal is to work towards that. If you can make alliances with people and you can make partnerships with people, and maybe you work not so much that you just pay them, but you can work on a trade basis or, a favor. If you do this for me on this one, then on your next one, I'll do something for you. That's the best way to go about it, because I understand as musicians, we don't have a lot of money. There's not a lot of money going around. You really have to grind, and get enough projects under your belt to be able to, draw in those high-paying clients where, it's easy to have a budget right at the beginning and say, okay, I'm going to delegate this to this and this to that. And that's really the ideal. But don't think because you don't have a budget, you shouldn't delegate or you can't delegate, because your productions will be better. Your songs will be better when you bring other people into it and you reach out and start building your community of artists and engineers and all that kind of stuff. So, again, I've talked on this subject before, but I need to reiterate it because it's just something for myself as well, because I tend to err on the side of perfectionism and I want everything to be all perfect and, all these things. But really, the thing is that perfectionism kills your productions. And also another side note, if you bring into your partnerships, this is something that is really, really important to know. If you go into a partnership with somebody and you have a super high expectation for yourself, and then you bring that super high expectation to them, and then you start to, nitpick and micromanage, and you just don't settle for good, the partnership's probably not gonna last very long, because you're gonna be a very big pain to work with. You have to eventually just learn to let go and allow people just to do their thing and trust them and know that they're probably not gonna deliver what you heard in your head to a T, but that's okay. And that's actually probably better, because what you heard exactly in your head may not actually be the right thing, because say you have this awesome bass line in your head and then you delegate out to a bass player and they give you back what they felt like was the right thing to do. It might sound almost, when you first hear it, you might be disappointed because it's not what you heard, but you have to step back and go, but is it good? Like, did they do a good job? Because most likely they did a good job. And you have to just say, you know what, that was awesome. We're going to keep that. We're going to run with that now. And then just kind of take yourself out of that part of the equation. That's going to be very, very important too when you're collaborating and working with others. They're most likely to give you something that you didn't necessarily have in your head, but it's probably better than what you had in your head. You're just married now to that idea. It's kind of like Stockholm Syndrome. You've been around something for too long, you end up liking it even though it's bad for you, or they're doing bad things to you. So just remember that when you're going into collaborative efforts, to really try to keep your ego out of it. As a producer, your job is to steer the ship. Your job is to make sure that the song is being served, not your ego, not other people's egos. You want the song to turn out as best as possible. And that is my quick little rant to you today. I appreciate it. I know I got a little scattered, but I just really want to deliver this message home. You must learn to delegate. You must learn to collaborate. And don't be a pain when you're collaborating. Allow other people to really shine and really step up to the plate and knock out a home run together. All right. I hope you got something out of this. If you did, if you're feeling inspired, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. It helps me get these videos out to more people. To all my other subscribers, I appreciate your continued support more than you know. Please leave me a comment below. If you have any questions or you just want to reach out and say hello, I will respond to your comment. I love them, good and bad. I am Brad Johnson at johnson.audio, where I just want to help you create music that people love. I will see you on the next video. Bye.